PIP makes things happen. They take not-for-profits that are really valuable and doing well in their own little corners, and they bring them together so they can try and do more, do bigger, do better.
I believe that we wouldn't be in this building today if we had not had that consultancy with PIP, because it gave our board and staff a level of confidence in regards to our capacity building, and we were able to raise our revenues to a comfort level that took us to a capital campaign and continues to inspire us today to reach higher goals.
PIP has absolutely been a tremendous factor in our growth during the last 5 years. Absolutely no question about it. I don't know whether we would be in the position we are right now without having been able to build that confidence and that know-how, and plus learning of all the things that are out there in the philanthropic world that we didn't know about before.
PIP was started by a group of volunteers, a committee from NSFRE, which is the National Society for Fundraising Executives. This group of people, fundraising professionals, decided they wanted to give something back to their profession. They saw a lot of nonprofits out there that really needed fundraising help, but they couldn't afford to hire consultants because the rates were high and they had limited budgets. So they formed a volunteer committee and they went out and they asked for people that needed help, and they got 150 applicants the first year. And so they worked with them as much as they could, and the next year they got even more. And obviously there was a need, but these people just couldn't do this as volunteers. So they got together with some funders, Prudential primarily, and some other funders, and launched Partnership in Philanthropy. PIP grew from being volunteers to being a professional organization. PIP decided that the best way to handle the training is just what we really do. We're educators. We train consultants to go in and work with nonprofits. And they felt that it really could be its own entity. It didn't need to have a parent organization, as it were. So they formed a board of trustees. Most of the original board of trustees were the original consultants who had been the volunteers. And then the fascinating thing about PIP is that half of the board is fundraising professionals and the other half are funders. So you get both sides of it. The funders were particularly enthusiastic about this project because funders were getting applications for grants, and they saw wonderful causes. They saw great organizations that were doing fabulous work, but the people didn't necessarily have the business training. They weren't able to take it to the next level, and so they were running out of funds. They didn't know how to generate funds, and they needed exactly what we could provide, that expertise to target donors and to go out and raise money on their own.
I like to say that PIP teaches people how to fish. We don't feed them fishies, we teach them how to fish.
The bottom line is that it helps millions of people in various ways, either by improving the quality of their life, in the arts, music, symphonies, all the kinds of small organizations that it helps, or in terms of social service.
It really does mean it's people helping people, but helping those to help themselves is another way to look at it. One board member has been talking to us and she said, you know, I think PIP is making good nonprofits better.
I think that without a PIP, an organization like ours would take much longer to get where we needed to go, and I would recommend it for other young organizations that just need the next step and can't afford a high-priced consultant.
PIP is going to kind of give us some, I'll use the term legitimacy, that is to say that we can soon begin to drop the term grassroots and think more in terms of a well-organized and oiled organization.
PIP is the kick in the butt that we needed. It's a guiding light, and I'm very pleased to be a part of that process.
Well, PIP means to me that it's the answer to something that should have come along a long time ago.
Sharing. It's a total sharing. It's sharing ideas, concepts, wisdom, troubles, and it's just a sharing, a dialogue of sharing between client and the actual consultant, or the PIPster and the consultant. And the second word I'd say, besides sharing, it's trust. If there's trust in that sharing, it's going to happen. It's going to work. Simple as that. It's going to work.
Apple Farm is a regional arts center located on a 176-acre farm in southwestern New Jersey. Raising money for the Performing Arts Series and raising money for scholarship is really important. The problem for us in this rural agrarian region is that the corporate base and the foundation base isn't here. If we had not been involved in the PIP program, I think that we would be in a condition of stasis. I don't think we would have gone forward.
What impressed me most was after 1 year of 1 year after being trained as a PIPster, the Apple Farm organization won an award for the improvement in its service and its activities. That to me is an example, an outstanding example of what we can do for an organization.
I see PIP's future as being able to take this wonderful service that we have and spreading it to other areas, but most especially to the small nonprofit that just can't possibly get that kind of help anywhere else. Those nonprofits are the ones that really help people. The people are the ones that are important. Their missions and their visions are all geared towards helping people. PIP is a conduit for skills and expertise. We are really teachers, and we take that wonderful knowledge and we pass it on. We are empowering the nonprofit, and the nonprofit is in turn empowering people, and they are better able to live their lives and get better quality of life because of their interaction and their experience with PIP.